What do you do when nothing feels worth it anymore? Not your hobbies, not your friends, not even your dreams. You scroll, you try, you fake smiles, but inside, it's all flat. If that's you, this isn't just sadness, it's a signal. And today, we're going to decode it piece by piece. Welcome to Liam on Life, where we talk psychology that's raw, real, and free. Today's video is for anyone feeling emotionally disconnected, like you've lost your spark, your joy, maybe even your sense of self. You're not alone in this fog. And the good news? There's a way out, and it's gentler than you think. What does it actually mean to lose interest? This isn't about boredom. This is about a kind of numbness where nothing excites you and everything feels like effort. Psychologists call it anhedonia, which literally means without pleasure. But most people don't say that. They say,
I just don't care anymore.
I feel disconnected from everything.
Even the things I used to love feel hollow.
it's waking up with no real reason to get out of bed, even if you do. It's showing up, smiling, and feeling like a ghost in your own life. When this happens, many people say,
I just need to push through.
I'm just being lazy.
Other people have it worse.
let's stop right there. Because minimizing your emotional shutdown doesn't fix it. It buries it deeper. And the longer this persists, the more you start believing you've changed permanently. That's the real danger. Not just the lack of interest, but what it convinces you about yourself. Why it happens. Let's go deeper into the psychological roots of this shutdown. As a behavioral psychologist, I've seen this pattern unfold across hundreds of lives. And every time, the story underneath is different, but the mechanisms are hauntingly familiar. 1. Emotional burnout. Imagine your emotional system like a battery. Most people think it runs low from stress alone, but in reality, it drains faster from constant emotional suppression. Saying I'm fine when you're not. Being strong for others when you're crumbling inside. Fulfilling every role but never expressing your real needs. Eventually, the system says, enough. And what does that feel like? You guessed it. Disconnection. Not from others, but from yourself. 2. Accumulated grief. Losing interest in life can come after losing something you never even got to mourn. Not just death, but the version of you who used to feel joy. A dream that quietly died years ago. A relationship that faded instead of ended. An identity that no longer fits. Grief doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just switches the lights off inside you. 3. Survival mode and nervous system shutdown. If you've been in prolonged stress, whether from trauma, poverty, caregiving, or constant pressure, your brain reorganizes. It stops prioritizing creativity, joy, spontaneity. Why? Because survival mode only keeps what's essential. Joy? Optional. Art? Unnecessary. Play? Dangerous. And this is why people say, I'm existing, but I'm not living. 4. Depression and learned hopelessness. Depression isn't just sadness. Sometimes it's nothingness. You might still laugh, still function, still meet deadlines. But when you're alone, there's no spark, no inner pulse. This kind of quiet depression is easy to miss, especially in high achievers. But inside, there's a growing belief. Why bother? It won't matter anyway. And that, right there, is learned hopelessness, the idea that nothing you do will make a difference, so why even try? 5. Your brain thinks it's protecting you. Here's a twist. The shutdown may actually be your brain's coping strategy. If joy once led to disappointment, if hope led to heartbreak, if expression led to rejection, then numbing out isn't failure, it's protection. And until your brain feels safe again, joy won't return on command. Okay, so how do we move through this? Here's what doesn't work: forcing fun, shaming yourself, waiting for motivation to magically reappear. Here's what does work: gently, consistently, without pressure. 1. Normalize it. Don't pathologize it. This state is more common than you think. So first, take off the shame. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're in a pause, and it's okay to be in pause. Speak to yourself the way you'd speak to a friend who's overwhelmed, with patience, with grace. 2. Focus on safety, not excitement. Don't ask, "What makes me feel thrilled?" Ask, "What makes me feel a little more safe, a little more present?" A warm shower, wrapping in a blanket, drinking tea slowly, without multitasking, watching the sky change colors. These aren't aesthetic tips. They're nervous system cues, ways to tell your brain, "We're okay now. We can breathe." 3. Name one thing that feels even slightly okay. Forget joy. Forget passion. Start with okay. Can you find a color that feels comforting? A sound that softens your body? A memory that doesn't hurt? Build from neutral. Sometimes, not terrible, is the first floor of healing. 4. Let go of the old you as a goal. You might be grieving the version of you who used to be excited, passionate, full of energy. But here's a secret. You're not going back. You're becoming. Your spark won't return as it was. It will come back different. Softer. Wiser. Maybe quieter, but more yours than ever. 5. Reconnect without performance. Do something small without needing it to be good. Doodle. Sing off-key. Cook something weird. Sit in silence. The goal isn't outcome. It's presence. Being with yourself without the need to be impressive. 6. Talk about it even if it feels pointless. Say the hard sentence, "I don't feel anything," to a friend, a therapist, even out loud to yourself. Naming it softens it. Silence feeds shame, but honesty creates room to breathe. 7. Let life touch you again in tiny doses. Let beauty reach you even if you don't react right away. Let the sunset be orange. Let the music play in the background. Let your dog sit in your lap. You don't have to feel something yet. You just have to let it in. You don't need to become joyful overnight. You just need to believe that joy is possible again. That even in numbness, your body is still listening. Your soul is still there, just quieter, just waiting. You don't fix this by snapping out of it. You live your way back into color. That's it for today on Liam on Life. We explored what it really means to lose interest in everything and why it's not your fault or your identity. It's a message, a wound, a moment in your journey, not the end of it. Your next step? Pick one soft thing to do today. Not because you should, but because you can. If this video spoke to something inside you, hit like and subscribe. Drop a comment. What's one small thing you're willing to try again? I'll be there in the comments, reading every word. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time on Liam on Life, where we keep it raw, real, and free.